Hey everybody, welcome back to the Final Fantasy VI walkthrough. I am once again joined by Stigma.
Please call me by my Indian given name.
Which one's that?
He who sits on cocks.
Ooh.
But not in a gay way. Just
No.
like, not
Totally-
that there's anything wrong with that. It's
Totally straight way.
Yeah, it's just... Let's continue.
Alright, so we just got out of, what was the name of that place? Zozo.
Zozo.
And I did a little cut. I actually did. So this video is a ton of cuts. It's a ton of cuts. I just cut out because we're doing a lot of backtracking, so I don't really feel like there's... I don't feel like we're missing. You're gonna lose anything as far as what we're doing because of the cuts. So what I did was I just cut out our travel time between Zozo and Jydor, and then I just did a little, I don't know, I guess a little shopping here. I'm not really sure what I ended up buying, but
A white dress to make yourself...
white dresses, those are actually really good. They give, I believe they give, semi-decent defense, but they also give a little magic boost too. Ninja Gear's good, gives a speed boost. Mithril shields are pretty basic. I don't know if I probably bought, yeah, looks like I bought a couple.
Wasn't there a way to actually see what stats it gave each individual character on the buy screen?
Ooh, it might. I mean, I know it's got the defense stat.
Yeah, but I thought like you could...
Yeah,
go
like
right
a little
or
bit
something.
more to it. Yeah, there might be. Might be like the right bumper or something like that, right? R1 or L1. I don't know.
I think.
I mean, I know you can look all that stuff up in your actual inventory screen, but you would have to technically buy it first. So, but yeah, there may be a way to look at that before actually purchasing it. Oh, one thing I guess I want to point out here in this playthrough now. So again, I've done two kind of playthroughs of this stuff. And apparently, so in this one, I took the rune edge from Terra and Banon's scenario. You get that chest in the Mugu Cave. Well, later on, that actually will turn into a ribbon. The thing with the ribbon, though, ribbons are it's not limited. You can get an infinite number of ribbons if you want.
Something you can steal from, I'm guessing.
Yeah, the Brachiosaur, which actually really sucks, but. Again, there's more than they're not a specific, or they're not limited, and the rune edge I believe you can actually buy in the World of Ruin. So neither of those items are one time only by any means, or limited. So the Kodachi, that weapon for Shadow there, is only purchasable here. Kind of neat info, I guess. So if you're looking for a 100% item list, you're going to want to grab one of those.
Does the Kodachi do anything?
No, nothing cool. There's literally nothing cool about it.
Just a basic
Yep.
attack weapon.
Super weak. It's actually really weak. So, okay. The goal of this actually entire video is actually just to show you guys, kind of the route that you have to take to get back to the Veldt. Because I still had Gau, unfortunately. Like I said, the last couple videos, I would have recommended, as soon as the Narshe split happens, to take Gau right away to the Veldt, but I didn't. And thus, unfortunately, I had to do a lot of backtracking. So I could have prevented a lot of that if I would have just dumped him off right away, but I didn't. So, oh well. But all right, so there's another cut. Obviously, I took the chocobo from Jydor there up to South Figaro, and we're going to go across the mountains. So again, if you would have dumped off Gau previously, we wouldn't have had to do this step right here.
But since you're here, you can get some cheap items if you need them, potions and garbage.
Yep, and it's really nice if you take Edgar with and stick him at the lead of the party. Which I don't... Actually, now that I think about it, I don't know if we can do that. I don't know if...
I'm pretty sure it's every time he goes there.
No, I know, yeah, that part you're right. I just don't know if we can move Celes out of the front, or the top spot. I mean, maybe you can.
I thought they just needed to be in party. Maybe I'm wrong.
I'm almost 100% sure that he needs to be at the lead.
We'll remember that for the next time we do a playthrough.
Okay. We're not going to remember that.
I
There's
won't.
not going to be another playthrough.
I will remember that. You watch. 20 years from now, we're gonna do this shit again.
Again.
For
We're
no reason.
gonna learn some obscure fact in it. We're gonna have to do the whole thing all
The
over.
whole damn game.
God, let's hope not. I want this to be it. I want this to be my last playthrough of this game.
Really? I could never do that. Like, this just, like, watching this garbage just makes me want to play it again, like, so bad.
Well, it's easy for you to say though because you haven't been the one playing it.
That's...
Would you? And you wouldn't do this style though either.
No, hell no.
No.
Like, this is for crazy people.
Yep. It's for the psychos. All right. So we're taking the castle across here. Again, now, if you were to go and grab, because you technically could have grabbed Shadow, but if you grab him while Gao is still in your party and not leapt off on the Veldt, Shadow would join at level 6 instead of level 5. So that is why we have to run all the way to the Veldt. And it's such a long trip.
It's pretty ridiculous.
I really
watching
cut this down. Yeah, I really cut this down.
Yeah, you
So,
probably cut off, like, what, like 20 minutes?
At least. Yeah, there was a ton of footage that we just chopped out. So you're welcome if you're watching this. It's not particularly hard. It's literally just time consuming because all you're doing is running and then healing. So
And just pretty much wasting money, too.
yeah, which is unfortunate, but you know that's the price for perfect stats, I guess.
You know, this whole... What we're doing here is just kind of stupid to me because I'm such an anti-HP guy.
Well, the thing is, though, you don't have to have perfect health at the end of the. So
I suppose it's up to the player, like,
Yeah.
which way they want to
yep,
go.
completely up to the player. But so, like, if you want perfect health, I think it's you have to equip Crusader from levels. I want to say it's if you start your character has to be 58. I think it's either 58 or 68, and I don't remember. Well, you know, again, once we actually get there, I'll spell that out perfectly. But it's either you start at 58, you level from 58 to 59, then 59 to 60, and then 60 to 61. And that is all the HP, so it's 3 wasted levels for literally every single person. In this, the PlayStation version, everybody has to have those 3 levels with Crusader to have perfect health. And that's 9,999.
I should say, for anybody who's listening to this, I am very, very, very anti-HP in any
game. Yeah.
Like MMOs especially, because it's such a it's not even a stat, it's just it's a number.
Yeah.
Like, hey, look, my number is bigger than yours. Okay, bam, one hit and it's gone. It doesn't mean anything. Like, HP doesn't add to your defense, it doesn't add to your attack.
Yeah.
It's like having a sports car with power windows. It's like, it's pointless. You know? It's like you're driving a car that's super fast. Well, I got the power option. Well, it doesn't mean anything. You know? It's just a stupid... Whatever. I can go off on this whole thing for days.
So we cut out all of Mountain Colts.
You know what? No. Hold on, Mike. I'm not done yet.
All right, let's hear it.
Like, why the hell...
Preach.
Why the hell would you give up, like,
Sing
a
it.
strength stat or, like, an agility stat for 300 HP? Like, it's fucking retarded. Anybody who plays like that needs to burn in hell. And that's how, like, 95% of all people play games.
So you feel really strongly about this.
I need to have a cigarette. I'm getting upset.
Getting upset.
All right, I'm done. Fuck it.
So everybody.
You know what? Hold on. No.
Okay.
All right, I'm just kidding. I'm done.
Yeah, you're a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. Mostly I agree with you. For the most part, I agree with you, and especially when it comes to MMOs, I'm pretty much in complete, total agreement. But there are certain cases where you know, a good example is Valiant Knife versus and Apple Weapon. There can be a little bit of an argument made that, but you know, again, when it comes down to it, 300 health.
Yeah.
Because really, everybody at the end of the game has like 9,700 or better.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you know, see that number fluctuates a little bit based on their, you know, each character's starting health. But before we
Another cut.
continue on, yeah, big cut there. Cut out the whole raft scene, and then one thing I want to say, if you don't want to run through the Phantom Forest, what you can do here, and again we've talked about this in some of the other videos, is you can hug the mountains and actually head to the west towards Nakia. Go into Nakia, jump on a Chocobo, and then ride all the way around over by the Imperial camp, down by Doma, and you can literally cross that forest.
Sick.
Yeah, you don't actually have to go into the forest and then, you know, thus potentially get into fights with the ghosts and crap. So,
Was there a Chocobo to the north then, or no?
of this spot?
Yeah.
No,
North
I don't
of the
believe so.
forest.
I don't believe so.
Okay.
No, I think I'm pretty sure the closest one is all the way in Nakia. So,
It's just the crazy guy's house. That's it.
yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. I didn't actually explore all that at all, but
I don't think I ever really have.
you know what? I think that statement is true because if you could imagine way back in Saban's scenario, if you would have been able to do that, you could have skipped the Phantom Train. So, I'm pretty sure Nakia is the closest spot to get it. And back when Saban's scenario is going down, the way is blocked off by rocks, which they then move afterwards. Or, you know, they get rid of the rocks, so you can walk by. So,
I get it.
so yeah, so kind of a fun fact. Obviously, I didn't take advantage of that fact here. You can see I'm hoofing it to the south, but yeah. So I don't know. So when it comes down to it, I guess for this playthrough, and what I probably will go for that perfect health with the 9,900. The only thing I may not do though is there's a couple of people, Locke, Cyan, I think Edgar, Saban, and maybe like Setzer. I think it's those guys. They need one level of, you know what? Now I don't remember the Esper. Anyways, there's an Esper that gives you a 50% MP.
Isn't that Bismuth?
Nope, you're thinking Bismarck is Vigor.
Bismarck, sorry.
Yep, that's the Vigor stat.
Okay.
I don't remember though. I don't remember which one it is now. Okay, so anyways, there's basically almost everybody gets 9,000 or 999 magic or MP at the end of the game. Almost everybody in this version. It's different for the SNES version, and I'm guessing it's different for the Game Boy Advance. I don't know. So specifically to this version, almost everybody maxes out naturally, and they won't need that Esper. But those, I think it's like 5 guys that need it. And if you equip it, there's a huge leeway as far as when you can actually equip it. It's like anywhere from, and now don't quote me because I don't remember, but it's somewhere like if you level between the levels of 18 to like 26, it only takes one level in that range to get perfect MP with those guys specifically. But when it comes to the equipment in this game, there is a hat called the Bard's Hat, which is a lot like the Green Beret, but instead of giving you health like the Green Beret does, the Bard's Hat gives you MP. Well, the cool thing about the Bard's Hat is it also gives you 10% to your magic evasion.
Oh, sick.
Yes, and there are not a whole lot of helmets in the game that do that. So, I very well may skip getting those MP gains with those specific characters and just equip them with Bard hats instead.
Where do you get the Bard hat?
It's like everywhere. There's tons of them in the game.
Okay.
You can. It's not even one of the ones that like you can't get when you get to the World of Ruin. There's even shops right in the very first shop I think that you can go to in the World of Ruin has them. So
That's funny. I remember the item, but it was one of the. It's like the Dirk. It's like I'm not putting that crap on.
yeah. Oh yeah. Well yeah, because the defense stat is not that great with those. I mean, you get them towards the end of the World of Balance, but the defense stat isn't that great. It gets out defensed fairly by almost anything. Gold helmet. I don't know. There's mithril. I think even the mithril helmet's technically better as far as defense goes.
It's pretty sad.
Yeah. So the defense stat on it is not that great. But again, 10% magic evasion, which is
huge.
Yeah, it's way bigger than. I mean, if you can fully evade a hit, I mean, that's the bee's knees right there. So
how would that work with Vanish? Because Vanish is going to land, or make a spell land every time.
Yes. So you essentially completely nullify your magic evade if you have Vanish on. So
it just okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep. Yeah. So you basically have 0 evade when you have the Vanish status up, if you want to think about it like that. So yeah, that kind of stinks, but that's kind of there's advantages and disadvantages.
There's a time and a place, depending how you want to set up your characters.
Yep, exactly. And if you know what you're facing, then that helps you make better decisions too. All right, so here we're leaping off Gal. I don't particularly know why I picked that formation, but maybe I was missing that one. So the other good thing about this area, and I guess I would recommend it a little bit, is being that we're already here at the Veldt, now is a good time to start learning some magic. And I would make sure that Celes, Locke, Cyan, and Gao have a good amount of spells. I actually stayed here for a long time on this actual original playthrough. The second time I did this, I barely spent any time here at all.
Because you just went to...
Yeah, I barely learned any spells. I learned Imp on one person, in case I wanted to use Psycho Cyan. I learned Muddle on one person. I know I didn't bother staying and learning Cure 2 because Cure 2 only has a ×1 learn rate.
Which is terrible.
Yeah, so it takes 100 magic points. Or AP or whatever they call it in this game to learn the whole thing.
But you can obviously juice that up a little bit.
Yeah. So I guess, long story short, keep in mind that I learned a lot of magic spells right here on my initial playthrough. And that's not a bad idea, though. It really isn't, because there's a lot of spells that'll really come in handy for some of these battles that come up.
Well, if you're patient, it's an awesome place to do it.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's perfect for this style of walkthrough because you won't gain any levels while you do it. And then one other thing, so we're gonna make a cut here. Yeah, we cut out all the Serpent Trench, but the Gabbledygook Rage is actually a really good one to have here too.
Gold Wrench?
Yep. No, not Gold Wrench. Vanish, because it'll use Vanish on you randomly. So that actually comes in pretty handy. Actually, I'll say extremely handy. Magitech Research comes into mind specifically because, again, we're going to be running from everything, and that place is rough when you don't, have that going for you. Because it's annoying because it's a fairly large dungeon.
It's pretty good size, yeah.
Yeah, so you do yourself a favor, get the Gabbledygook Rage, and save yourself a lot of money. That's what it really comes down to, is you'll save a ton of money. And the Opera House is kind of like a point of no return, in that you can't backtrack. You won't be able to go back to the Veldt for a long time after. So I guess what the thing that I would walk away or have you walk away from this would be to make some money on the Veldt or in Zozo if you want, if you prefer that method instead. Although I feel like the Veldt is just fine because we can learn magic spells there anyway. So, in all honesty, that's what I would suggest doing.
And there you just got smuggled.
Yep,
we talked about that.
Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah. So, and that's the crappy thing. That's the reason why you can't just hop on the ship and skip Colts and the raft ride, is because they don't let you in through town, because if you go into South Figaro, the soldiers are there and they just say, hey, this area is occupied, basically. So we've obviously dumped off Gao. We're heading back across the mountains, and this is where we're going to grab Shadow. And again, if you don't dump Gao off, Shadow joins at 6 instead of 5, and you would have lost
one level worth of ish.
Yeah. And then one cool thing too. So once you grab Shadow here, you can actually level Celeste at the same time. And I guess I would recommend doing that just because it gives her a little bit more health. You know. Otherwise, you can wait until the very end of the Magitech research facility. But I don't know. I don't see any benefit to waiting. You know, because again, you don't get any +2 espers until after she leaves. So yeah, so there's no benefit to waiting. And then I think I just walked around out here. I think I got the Fossil Fang Rage. Yeah, here it is. So again, you know, I talked about this in one of the other videos too. I don't recommend getting into a fight with these guys because if you run into them on the Veldt, there's a good chance that they're going to wipe you out.
Just destroy you.
Yeah. Yep, Sandstorm or whatever that attack is freaking atrocious. So, you know, later on, because technically there will be a point where we can level in the World of Balance. So once you actually get to that point, then it's not that big of a deal. You know, you can run into them and it's fine. But all right, so we're grabbing Shadow, and I think you need $3,000. So as long as you got $3,000, if you don't, I don't know. Again, I guess run over to Zozo and steal a Dragoon boots or something and sell it, or sell crap out of your inventory. I'm sure you've got extra of something, green berets or whatever. And there he is, level 5. This is the last time that you can recruit him at 5. Any subsequent recruitments of Shadow, he will be at level 6. I think the next time is technically the Thaumasia? Yeah.
That sounds right, yeah.
Yeah, Thaumasia.
Because you don't get him for a while.
Yeah, there's a big chunk there that he's not available. And then here we're going to run up. And it's, again, looking at this now, I can see there's a lot of wasted, running around back and forth. And, if you would have just, or if I would have just dumped up Gao when I said to right at the Narsh split, there would have been way less backtracking and wasted time. So, oh well, live and learn. Learn from my mistakes. The one thing I was thinking, so right here is where we actually get to name Setzer. So what I was thinking was maybe, and it's not how it works, but I was thinking if you have Gao leapt off and you've got everybody still at level 5, I was thinking that maybe Setzer would then join at level 5. Because technically right now, if you add up everybody's levels, you average to less than 6. It's like 5.7 or 8 or 5. Yeah, I think it's like 5.8, something like that. But so I was thinking that, well, maybe when you name Setzer, that's when he technically joins you. So I was like, okay, well, I'll have Shadow, because Shadow will bring the level average down, because he's here at 5. Celeste is 5, Locke's 5, blah, 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 blah. Gao's gone. That's not how it goes. This is completely not how it goes. His level isn't determined until after the mine ride. So, and it's really unfortunate, because you actually end up gaining 2 levels with Locke on the minecart ride. So then Setzer's level gets bumped up to 6. So I don't know. Again, now I read somewhere that like if you had Gao leapt off and did the whole minecart ride, and gained levels with say Locke and like Edgar or something like that instead, then there was technically a way to still get Setzer at 5, but it like freezes up your game or some crap.
Wow. Yeah.
So try as you might, Setzer will be joining at 6. But obviously there I jumped on a chocobo again, ran up to the castle here again. We're going to go across the mountains, and I'm going to level level Shadow one time, and then we're gonna walk up into Narsh, which makes him leave. So the one thing I will definitely recommend, though, make sure Shadow doesn't walk off with your Stray Esper. I know I did that once, and I had to reset my game. Yeah, I was so annoyed because the problem with that is because then Celeste wouldn't have that Esper to level with. So,
which pretty much defeats the whole purpose of this.
Yeah. So because she would lose a level, or at least she'd lose one magic point.
So why did you go back here to do it? Just because they're dinkier mobs?
Yep, smaller or lower level mobs. I didn't want to because that's the other danger is if you get into a fight with some higher level monsters or whatever, and you get a ton of experience, then you'd level multiple times. Well, there is I think if you use a Phoenix down on a Fossil Fang while he's alone, that's the perfect amount of EXP. So that's one way to do it. But I did it this way, which was I think I killed one or two of the monsters or something like that, and then I made everybody else run away. Yeah, so I think Cyan kills. Oh, there you go. So that's usually how I do it. You can kill off your party members instead if you like that better, but I don't know. It's just as easy to make them run. You just have to know that the technique for making them run. So I think it took like 3 fights to level him. So again, there's if you like the Fossil Fang idea, then go ahead. I felt like that was... I mean, I could have done that if I would have made sure to save my game beforehand, because then it'd be a little more safe. Because the problem with the Fossil Fangs is it's really easy for them to wipe out your entire party.
Yeah.
So...
Well, it's a brutal skill, and it's not a magic skill either.
No, exactly.
It's like a straight-up skill.
Yeah, so you can't runic it or anything. It just destroys you. Alright, so 157 experience it looks like I need to gain. And so again, now one of the things that I did a little bit different in the second time I did this was that I leveled Celeste here too. I think in the footage that I have, I didn't level her until Magitech Research Facility, and did it really matter? Probably not that much, but you could always just take care of it right now, and that'd be one less thing you'd have to worry about. But yeah, that's pretty much going to be it. I don't have anything else. As far as tips and tricks. Again, I guess make sure you take off Stray. You can unequip Shadow too if you really want to. Take off his relics, and if you equipped him with anything here to help him level, make sure you take that all off, and then just walk up into Narsh, and he'll take off automatically. He'll just leave your party.
Which opens up bringing in, what I'm guessing, Sabin?
Nope, actually, because Gao is still off on the Veldt, what I do is I walk up into Narsh, Shadow takes off on you, opens up that 4th character spot, and then I just walk all the way back to get Gao.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'm going to completely cut that out. We're going to completely cut all that crap out.
Okay.
That whole trip again, so you won't see that, but... just keep in mind, though, that that's what we end up doing. So basically it's, make sure you level Shadow. You can level Celeste if you want. Otherwise, you can do it in the Magitech Research Facility. It doesn't really matter. I guess I would say do it now. But, after this whole thing is done, make sure Shadow doesn't have anything on him. Take off his Esper. Go back and get Gao. And then get your butt over to the Opera House, because that's the next part. And I think I cut all that stuff out.
So, overall, we didn't accomplish much in this video.
Yeah, in this video, all it was showing you guys the whole trip to the Veldt, getting back, get Shadow, level him, and then get him out of the party.
Just so you guys know that this is more of an explanation video.
Yeah.
For getting your shit straight.
Yep.
Up in here.
Yep. So again, Shadow is technically the first one that you get to level,
which is awesome.
Fun fact, yeah. Celeste will be the second one. Or can you count Terra? Because technically Tara did level during the Narsh sequence.
That's true, she did.
Yeah, she just didn't have any espers. So.
The first couple in a while.
Yeah, and the first one that you actually get stat points for. So maybe we can at least say that. But yeah, that's pretty much gonna bring this to a close again. So Shadow is just gonna walk up. We're gonna walk up into Narsh, and I think actually this is the fight that Shadow levels in, and then we're gonna get him out. Go grab Gao back off the Veld after this, and then go to the Opera House. And I think the next video will be starting right at the Opera House. So
sweet.
Yep. So like, comment, subscribe if you guys want to do. But I hope the guides are helpful, and hope you're learning something.
And I hope you guys enjoyed my rant.
Yeah, I did.
Because I'll go off anytime you guys want me to. I will explode on that shit.
Maybe that can be for the next video too.
I hope so. I'll make it happen.
All right. Thanks for watching.